Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Bobby Grant. I'm a strength and conditioning coach here at the Health Park. And during this time we have away from the gym, it's a good opportunity to kind of show you some exercises that you probably already do, but maybe give you some different exercises you can start doing while you're at home. All right, so our equipment today, very minimal equipment. We've got a yoga mat. Most people have these at home. We've got a kettlebell. We have 3 different bands, 3 different resistance type bands, and then we have a set of dumbbells and we have a bench, all right? And if you don't have any of this equipment, I can show you some modifications for each exercise. What I want to focus on today is basically upper body work, okay? We're going to do stuff for our chest, our shoulders, our back, our biceps, and our triceps. So essentially anything from the waist up, all right? So we'll get started. The first thing I'm going to show you all is just a push-up, okay? Most people are familiar with this exercise, so I'm going to show you all proper technique on our push-up, all right? When we do a push-up, I think it's the best to actually start on the ground and put your hands right underneath your chest, okay? A lot of people have a tendency to want to put their hands way out in front of them, and that's really not the best for our shoulder. So let's put our hands right underneath our chest, chest up, and we're just going to press up, okay? Press, go down and press up. Simple as that. What we want to avoid is looking up during the upward phase of the movement. That's really bad for your neck. So I always tell people to try to keep their head in a neutral position, which is basically looking down, okay? If this movement is too tough for you, you can always modify it. Start on our knees, okay? Just like that, all right? Doing this movement obviously works your chest, works the front of your shoulders, works the back of your arms. It's a great upper body movement, all right? We talked earlier about we have some equipment over here. So let's say maybe the push-ups are just too challenging for us, but I've got a pair of dumbbells, all right? We can do what's called a floor press. Simply just lay on your back, take your dumbbells, keep your knees bent, and press up, just like that, all right? Your repetition, just for this demonstration purposes, everything will be 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. All right, just like that. When you press, make sure you exhale an exertion. So what that means as you press up is when you breathe. Inhale and exhale. All right? Take that. All right. Now, if you have access to a bench at home like this, you can do just your traditional bench press with the dumbbells. Okay? When we do this movement here, you want your feet wide because your body likes a good stable base. Chest is up. And when I say chest up, you don't want to have a flat back. You want to have your chest up, chest expanded, and press up. All right? Just like that. Okay? Now, let's say we don't have dumbbells, we don't have a bench, but I've got a band, all right? Push-ups are a little too challenging for me, but I still want to do some upper body work, all right? So let's take a band, and we'll do the red one, all right? Another way to do chest pressing, or chest presses, take the band, throw it behind you, grip your hand just like this, and do the same movement. Okay? Good. All right. So that demonstrated some pressing movements. Now I want to focus on the muscles in our back. So, using this equipment we talked about earlier, we're going to do some rows. All right? We'll use a kettlebell for this one. And you can use dumbbells or whatever. So what we're going to do here is just a kettlebell row. We're going to take our bench. All right? Place one knee on the bench, your other leg on the ground. Grab your kettlebell. Lean forward. You want to hinge at the waist. So you lean over. Chest is up. You don't want to round your back. I always say you don't want your back to look like a turtle shell. You want your chest up and row. Just like this. When you row, you want to come up till your arm gets 90-degree angle. Okay? You don't want to row where it comes up way like that. Chest up, 90-degree angle. Once again, your head is neutral. You're not looking up. You're not looking down. Head is neutral. Okay? 12 to 15 per each side, each arm. Let's say we do have our dumbbells. We have a couple of dumbbells here. Let's do that same movement, just standing. So we're going to do a bent over row with dumbbells. Soft knees, hinge at the hips, lean over, arms hang, and do your same movement. Remember to exhale in exertion. All right? Another movement I like to do for our back is a banded pull apart. The reason this movement is so important, I feel, is so many people sit a lot during the day and they kind of have that forward posture. This movement, and what that does, the muscles in the front get strong, the muscles in the back become weak, all right? So this movement here helps to strengthen those muscles up. All right, so a banded pull apart. Put your hands out in front of you with the band. The closer you have your hands together, the more resistance. The further you have them apart, it's easier. So hands roughly shoulder width apart, and just rip the band apart, just like that. All right? What you want to try to avoid is having a kink in your arms or a bend in your arms, and you're doing this movement where you just extend the arms. You want to focus on the back doing the work. And a great way to think about squeezing your shoulder blades, which is vital during this movement, is when you do this, think about somebody has a finger between your shoulder blades, and you're trying to squeeze that finger, just like that. All right? All right, so we've done chest presses for our pushing movements. We've done some rows for our pulling movements. So what I want to focus on now is some basic movements for our shoulder. All right? We'll take our dumbbells here, and we're just going to do a standing overhead press for our shoulders. Hands up, 90-degree bend in our arms, crease in our arms, and press straight up, just like that. All right? Now, if you notice, I've got the dumbbell facing the camera. You can also rotate it in and press up and do the same thing. Sometimes when you hold your dumbbell like this, it aggravates the shoulder. A lot of times if you can turn your shoulder in, it kind of makes that shoulder happy. It's not as bad. Right? Just like that. All right, another movement we're going to do for our shoulders and our upper back is an upright row. And for this, we'll use a kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell at home, actually a gallon of milk works too, roughly about this. A gallon of milk's about 8 pounds, and what we have here is 15 pounds. All right? So, kettlebell upright row. Grab your kettlebell, chest is up, pull to right below the chin. Pull to right below the chin. When you do this movement, you want to think about leading with your elbows. And what I mean by that is your elbows come up before the wrist. A lot of times people want to do this number. Incorrect. Elbows high. Elbows high. And what that's going to do, guys, is work the muscles in your upper back and the base of the neck. All right? All right. So we've done chest presses. We've done rows. We've done shoulders. Next couple things we're going to do will be our triceps and our biceps. Okay? All right, the first movement I'll do for our triceps will be a tricep kickback. All right, so we're going to take our band, and you want to find something you can anchor it to. So I'm going to use the end of this bench right here. All right, you're going to lean over slightly. You want your elbow above or higher than your torso, and extend straight back, just like that. The important thing here, guys, when you do this movement is to really squeeze and you get to the top of the movement. Squeeze and hold for a split second. All right. The next movement we'll do, we'll utilize our bench here. We'll do a bench dip, okay? So we're going to sit on the bench, palms down, okay? Walk out in front of you. The stronger you are, you can extend your feet all the way out. If you're not as strong just yet, you can bend your knees and keep them a bit closer to the bench. All right, chest up. And when you do this movement, I always tell people to think about breaking at the elbow. So that should be your first movement. Breaking at the elbow and come up and squeeze through the palm. Breaking at the elbow, come up and squeeze through the palm. That's a good movement for the back of the arms. All right. The last two movements I'm going to do will utilize the kettlebell and a band. We're going to do a kettlebell hammer curl. What a hammer curl is a curl where your palms are facing each other, just like this. You may be familiar with traditional curling movements where your palms are facing out and coming up like that. But a hammer curl, palms facing in and come up just like this movement, just like this, right? What that's going to do, still working your bicep. It works a little bit more on the outside of your bicep, but I like it, it's so important for your grip strength. As we get older, we tend to lose some grip, especially opening up cans of jars, carrying groceries in, things of that nature. So it's vital to your forearms to have that grip strength. All right, and then our last movement, we can do the same thing with the band. All right, grab our band, palms facing each other, and come up just like this. All right, so you got the same movement with the band. When you do the bicep curl, it's always important to think about your elbow as the hinge. It hinges up, okay, just like that. When you do your tricep movements, the same thing. Your elbow is your hinge, and you hinge back, all right? So with very minimal equipment, you can do a really, really good workout while you're at home. As I said earlier, I recommend 3 sets, 12 to 15 repetitions for each of these movements. If you have any more questions or comments, please contact us at onesborohealth.org and we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.